The motorcycle world has been buzzing with excitement lately, and one of the most talked about releases in the mid-capacity segment is the Triumph Scrambler 400XC for the 2025-2026 model years. Today we're going to dive deep into this machine, giving you the kind of detailed review that helps you understand exactly what Triumph has done here, how it feels in person, how it performs on the road, and whether it deserves your attention if you're in the market for a stylish yet practical scrambler. This isn't just a first glance, this is a full breakdown of the bike's design, engineering, performance, pricing, and what kind of rider it's really meant for. When you first see the Triumph Scrambler 400XC in the flesh, the styling hits you instantly. Triumph has always had a knack for retro modern design, and this bike is no exception. It carries forward the DNA of its bigger Scrambler siblings, like the Scrambler 900 and 1200, but shrinks it down into a much more accessible package. The proportions are well balanced, giving you the sense that this isn't a stripped-down compromise but a fully fledged scrambler with its own identity. There's an upright stance, long travel suspension, knobby-inspired tires, a high-mounted exhaust system, and that unmistakable Triumph fuel tank with bold badging. For a 400cc class motorcycle, it looks premium and well-finished, which is something Triumph seems to have taken very seriously. Many bikes in this segment often look good from afar but show cost-cutting up close. The Scrambler 400XC, on the other hand, feels solid, metal where it matters, with attention to detail in the switchgear, paintwork, and trim. Walking around the front of the motorcycle, you immediately notice the round LED headlamp with a signature Triumph daytime running light ring, giving it that classic scrambler face but with modern lighting technology. The front suspension is a set of beefy upside-down forks with long travel, hinting at the bike's dual-purpose intentions. The front fender sits higher than a roadster would, and that contributes to the rugged look. The wheel setup is also spot-on for this class, a larger 19-inch front wheel paired with a 17-inch rear, wire-spoke for that authentic scrambler feel. This setup makes sense because it balances road stability with some off-road capability. The handlebar is wide and set at a comfortable height, giving the rider a commanding view of the road ahead. Triumph has also ensured that the control levers and grips feel high quality, avoiding the plasticky vibe that some rivals in this segment struggle with. Moving along the side profile, the Scrambler 400XC shows its muscular stance. The fuel tank is shaped in a way that is both practical for gripping with your knees and stylish in its retro paint schemes. Triumph is offering several color options, including classic green and black themes, along with more modern, vibrant options. The engine casing has brushed metal finishes that give off a premium aura. The highlight of the side view is undoubtedly the upswept exhaust system. It sits high, runs along the right side, and is finished with a brushed metal guard. Not only does this give it that unmistakable scrambler silhouette, but it also adds to the rugged functionality of keeping it high so it won't get damaged easily when riding over uneven terrain. The seat is flat, with a ribbed pattern, and long enough to comfortably accommodate both the rider and a passenger. It's not overly tall either, so even shorter riders will find it approachable, but tall enough to give that adventure-ready feel. Overall, from the side, the proportions are right, and the stance is commanding without being intimidating. Around the back, the Triumph Scrambler 400XC continues with a minimalistic yet premium look. The tail section is slim and functional, with an LED taillight and indicators that are cleanly integrated. The rear fender has a tidy design, not overly bulky, and the rear wheel fills out the stance nicely. The exhaust routing to the side adds symmetry when viewed from behind, and the rear grab rails are practical without looking like an afterthought. There's enough provision for carrying luggage or strapping on a small tail bag if needed, which enhances the bike's usability for everyday rides or weekend getaways. The rear suspension is a monoshock setup, neatly tucked in and adjustable for preload, which gives riders flexibility depending on load and riding style. Underneath the styling lies the real heart of the Scrambler 400's caddy engine. Triumph has developed an all-new 398cc single-cylinder engine for its 400 platform, and it powers both the Scrambler and the Speed 400. In this configuration, the engine is tuned to deliver the kind of grunt and character you expect from a scrambler. It produces around 40 horsepower and close to 37 Nm of torque, which might not sound earth-shattering on paper, but paired with its 6-speed gearbox and light curb weight, it's more than enough for both city commuting and spirited weekend rides. The engine has a distinctive Triumph character to it. It's not just another generic single-cylinder. The fueling is smooth, the throttle response is precise, and it delivers power in a linear, predictable way that makes it beginner-friendly while still keeping more experienced riders entertained. Triumph has also managed to balance vibrations well, so while you do get a bit of thump, it never feels buzzy or uncomfortable even at highway speeds. Performance-wise, the Triumph Scrambler 400XC is very impressive for its segment. Thanks to its long travel suspension, the bike can handle rough roads, gravel tracks, and mild off-road conditions with confidence. It's not a hardcore dirt bike, but it's far more capable than most retro-style motorcycles in this capacity range. On the tarmac, it feels planted, the wide handlebars give excellent leverage for cornering, and the brake assist featuring by brake calipers with ABS offer strong and predictable stopping power. The seat height is just over 830 mm, which is manageable for most riders, and the ergonomics are upright and natural. You can ride this bike comfortably for hours, whether you're commuting through traffic or cruising on the highway. The suspension absorbs potholes and bumps effectively, and the frame feels solid and confidence-inspiring. Triumph has clearly worked to make this not just a stylish bike but a genuinely practical one for multiple riding scenarios. When it comes to pricing, Triumph has been very strategic. For the 2025 2026 Scrambler 400XC, the price point is aimed squarely at undercutting or at least matching the competition in the 400 to 500cc segment, while offering more brand prestige and higher quality fit and finish. Depending on the market, the bike is priced attractively enough to appeal to new riders stepping into the Triumph family as well as seasoned riders looking for a fun, lighter second bike. It's positioned as an entry-level Triumph, but the quality doesn't feel entry-level at all. Compared to alternatives like the Royal Enfield Scram 411, KTM Adventure 390, and Honda CB 500X, the Triumph Scrambler 400XC manages to stand out with its combination of heritage styling, premium feel, and practical performance. At the end of the day, the Triumph Scrambler 400XC is not just another retro-inspired motorcycle, it's a well-thought-out, versatile, and genuinely capable machine that brings Triumph Scrambler heritage to a much wider audience. It's approachable, stylish, practical, and fun to ride, making it a brilliant option for riders who want a bike that can handle daily duties as well as weekend adventures without breaking the bank. If you've always admired Triumph's bigger Scramblers but found them too expensive, heavy, or intimidating, this is the perfect gateway. It delivers the essence of the Scrambler spirit in a compact, affordable, and thoroughly modern package. Triumph has played it smart by combining heritage, practicality, and affordability, and it's safe to say this bike will win a lot of hearts in the years ahead. So if you're thinking about getting your first Scrambler or just want a stylish, reliable, and fun motorcycle that can take you beyond the usual roads, the 2025 2026 Triumph Scrambler 400XC definitely deserves a spot on your short list. This bike isn't just about getting from point A to B, it's about the feeling of freedom, adventure, and timeless style that comes with every ride. And in that regard, Triumph has absolutely nailed it.